It's time to once again talk about the Houston Rockets. They had a great summer league last month in Las Vegas, winning 5 out of their 6 games and making it to the championship game. We saw Jabari Smith go full out superstar mode in the first few games, and then we really saw Cam Whitmore, the 18, 19-year-old rookie, really take over and ended up getting the MVP of the summer league. And the Rockets made a lot of offseason moves after that. The team looks a lot more different, but they're going to have a legitimate shot at the play-in tournament, have some veterans. But in this video, we're going to be breaking down the young players who really stood out in the summer league.
You're my first interview since I got injured, so you're lucky. You're a good journalist.
You can compare your swing, the good one and the bad one, so you can see like the difference.
I'd like to notice that, man.
Yeah, appreciate
I love it. Man, I appreciate how glad that makes me feel.
to be honest. So first of all, the Rockets had the best draft of 2023. We saw them. They got 2 potentially top 5 players. We know Amen Thompson was right up there in the top 5, got picked number 4 overall. No surprises there. But then we saw Cam Whitmore, the forward from Villanova, only 18 years old at this point. Huge talent. Freshman of the year in the Big East. Slip all the way down. He was supposed to go around in the top 5. The Rockets, they were thinking about picking him at number 4 instead of Amen. And he goes all the way sliding down to number 20. And the Rockets got an absolute steal of a pick. The steal of the draft, maybe a steal of the last few drafts, to be honest with you. Looking like one of the best picks at number 20 that we've seen in a while. And he was a great pick. To get both of these guys, you're getting 2 top 5 players. And unfortunately for Amen, he only played 1 game in the summer league. He had an injury that popped up, but he played really good in that game. You got your future athletic point guard, and you got your forward who's going to be really good on both sides of the ball. Let's talk about what Cam Whitmore did in the summer league. The 2023 NBA Summer League MVP, just turned 19 years old, from Villanova. Averaged about 19 points per game in the summer league in 31 minutes, 45% from the field. 5 rebounds. Those steals were great wingspan that he has. So he got 3 steals per game and a block. And the Rockets reached the finals because of him. 25 points versus the Utah Jazz in the finals. 26 points versus the Warriors in the game before that. He had an incredible 8 steals in that game. That's kind of crazy. Pretty consistent every game. Had some good shooting games here and there. Looked good as a 3 or a 4 for this team, about 6'5", I believe. He's going to be on the bench this year, I think. You're going to have Dylan Brooks starting with this team, and Jabari Smith, of course. So he's going to be coming off the bench, looking like a potential all-around star for this team in a couple years. As a note, the University of Houston's Nate Hinton, he also looked pretty good in Summer League. He ended up on the Rockets roster this season. Impressive Summer League, 27 points in 32 minutes versus the Jazz, 4 of 9 from downtown, 5 steals and 3 assists. So that's just a side note. Nate Hinton, shout out to him. But more on Cam Whitmore. Stats from college, 1 year at Villanova only. Still only 19 years old. Was impressed enough to be at the top 5, but again dropped all the way down due to some injury or health concerns, and then some interview concerns. That's not really a problem for the Rockets, and according to Rafael Stone, the GM. He plays like a top 5 player, to be honest with you. Size, strength, and quickness. Was a 5-star recruit. Big East Freshman of the Year. 6 games, making 20. Played 6 games in the summer league, and he made 20 starts for Villanova. Averaged about 12.5 points, 5 rebounds, assist, a steal, and a 3-pointer per game for the Wildcats. 26 points versus Xavier. That was a season high. He drained 3 3-pointers and finished 11 out of 18 from the field, and added 2 rebounds and assists in the Big East tournament for Villanova. 19 points, 10 rebounds in 28 minutes against Georgetown. As a high school senior, he was in the McDonald's All-American game, played for Team USA in the Under-18 America's Championship. He was named MVP of that tournament as well, adding to his resume. 6'8" wingspan is where you're getting all these steals from. Rebounding, you're getting that defense. That's really good. You're getting a guy on both sides of the ball. He's a willing passer too and can shoot. Just needs to work on that a little bit more. But Cam Whitmore showed why he deserved to be a top 5 pick, and Rockets just looking really good at this point with their young players, even though whoever they got rid of. But Amen Thompson, let's talk about him. He impressed in his first game in the summer, making plays, 16 points, 5 assists, 4 rebounds, 4 blocks, 3 steals. I mean, at that stat line, you just look and you see the all-around performance from Amen, contributing on both sides of the ball. Shot 6 of 13 from the floor, hit his only three-pointer that he shot. And the Rockets are playing the Trail Blazers in that game. And Scoot Henderson was there. And he outperformed Scoot Henderson, to be honest with you. Scoot, I was believed pick number 3 by the Blazers, but he played better. Good passing, you saw him run the offense, making shots, playing defense. I mean, that's what you want to see from your point guard. And body, athleticism just makes him so unique. 6'7" point guard, super athletic, super fast, has some weight, only 20 years old, 6'11" wingspan. You know, we've talked about him a lot. Can be a ferocious defender, great field and awareness, great passer, can attack, good speed. He has everything you need with that explosive first step, can shoot well from the floor overall, just needs to work on his three-pointer. And he's played in NBA before, NBA G League, sorry. So, I mean, the only thing that concerns me is the shooting, which he's going to be working at. The Rockets already don't have the best shooting. Van Vliet is definitely going to help out with that. But we'll see. I think Amen off the bench this year as the point guard, that's what I think is going to be the plan. We'll see what happens, but I'm excited for these two rookies. The Rockets overall had a very successful summer league, just like last year. And, you know, let's talk about, I guess you can say the big 3 right now for the Rockets. Big 4, you add in Jabari Smith, Jalen Green, Alperen Sengun, and now Fred Van Vliet, the all-star and NBA champion. The Rockets signed him to a massive 3-year, $130 million deal as a free agent from the Toronto Raptors. They had the money, they used it, and also added Dylan Brooks, a 4-year, $80 million deal. So that's a lot of money right there. Team's going to be better. You're going to get more wins. I mean, that's going to be what happens now that you have good wings. Defensive presence, you have a point guard, a really good point guard who's played well, who showed up in the big moments in NBA Finals in Van Vliet. So I think he's going to be really good with this young team as a bit of an older guy. The Rockets need some veterans on this team. And I think Dylan Brooks is still going to be a good addition. Jalen's going to look a lot better this year. Of course, he's been working. Alperen Sengun gained a couple of inches in height. And, you know, he's just going to get better and better. So now you talk about these two, add in Van Vliet, add in Dylan Brooks, and Jabari Smith obviously look great. He's going to be better. And then, you know, you have a great bench as well. So I think defending is going to get better. Brooks, Jabari good. Sengun's going to improve. Jalen not so good as a defender, but I think, you know, Van Vliet is okay. I think once, you know, you have a guy like Amen come in the game with Jalen, that's super athletic backcourt right there. Both have similar traits, you know, with their jumping. And then let's talk about the bench here really quick before we wrap this up. Tari Eason, you know, played really good in the summer league. He's going to be a focal point of this bench. And then Kevin Porter Jr., he's, I think, the most interesting player on this Rockets team right now. You have Fred Van Vliet is going to be playing the starting point guard position, so that means you have Jalen Green at shooting guard. So KPJ doesn't really fit the forward position for the Rockets, more of a guard, scorer first. So you're going to have him as a 6-man off the bench, the shooting guard. In my opinion, he's going to come off, score some points. You're going to have Amen as the backup point guard, Tari Eason. You have Cam Whitmore as on the bench. You're going to have Jeff Green as well as a great veteran acquisition. Then you have Jock Landale as your backup center. So really interesting team. It's a really interesting group of guys. And I think the bench is going to look a lot better. You let go of Josh Christopher, unfortunately, I don't think was a great idea. But when you talk about this roster construction and moving KPJ down to the bench, Josh Christopher just had to be let go. KJ Martin, I wouldn't have wanted to get rid of him. I would have preferred him over Dylan Brooks, but they got Brooks, so they had to let him go. And Usman Garuba, you get Jock Landale instead of him. So a lot of different moves, but overall the summer league was a success for the Houston Rockets, and excited to see how Amen Thompson and Cam Whitmore look during the regular season. So that's all for this video. Be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you next one.